Does a great month, quarter, and year look like for a nonprofit? What should good look like for these folks?
Good should look like if your donor calls you tomorrow and says, "What have you spent of my money?" that you're able to just give them a report that says what they spent without being like, "Oh, wait a minute, I have to spend 2 weeks figuring out what I spent of your money." So, in my opinion, good is being able to deliver monthly financial statements to your board of directors and explain them. And when I started at one large nonprofit that we have, the donors would say, "Well, what does the next 6 months look like? What do we have incoming? What do we have outgoing? What do our programs look like?" And at the time, the executive director was like, I have no idea. Like, I don't even know what this money in the bank is really for. So to me, like a good month end and year end is being able to consistently and cleanly give them a report of what our spending was, what impact our programs made because we're making the best use of the program dollars, and what the future looks like, what you're going to be spending your money on, and helping develop the strategic goals for the programs.
How about in daily operations with payroll and hiring and firing or letting people go? Are there some things that you're able to bring to the table to help a nonprofit around that side of the business at all? Or
Mm-hmm. So, specifically, kind of like daily and weekly, a lot of what we do is we're able to, using past experience and with other clients and things like that and other non for profits, we're able to put in place good procedures to keep things clean the way they are. So, most of our clients, we implement a payable program, for example, and this has made the single biggest difference, I think, in non for profit specifically, because typically nonprofits donor requirements require, a lot of them will require an audit or they'll require some sort of proof of what you've spent their money on. And what we find a lot of the times is it's just not organized. And it's like, well, where's the receipt for this? Like, oh, I have no idea. But if we're able to, number one, stay on top of it and set up processes to identify where we're missing items or where we may need to put in place like better controls. That's something that we're looking at constantly. And then, when we implement those payable programs, everything's in one place. So your vendor W-9s are there, your invoices are there, your clear approval process is there. You can tie your payment exactly to your invoice, and so your proof of funds is there. So simple things like that, like implementing those, but we're managing the process every week. Like, we're seeing the bills come in, we're coding them to the right programs, we're attaching the appropriate receipts, we're getting the W-9s. Quarterly, we're looking to see, are we missing any W-9s? Things like that are a big help to our clients. And then in terms of kind of like payroll and staffing and hiring and firing, one success that we've had recently with one of our larger clients is that we are able to free up some administrative funds on some unrestricted funds to bring on like a full-time fundraiser. And a year ago, that just would not have been possible because they had no idea if they could afford it or not. So in terms of helping with staffing, we're typically able to help